And that's exactly what Moses said to Joshua in Deuteronomy 31. And that's exactly what God said to Joshua in Joshua chapter 1. Now if we look at some of the key words, we find the original word meaning adds a little bit of richness and intensity. For example, be strong. I had to look up that in Strong's. And it says, the word is chazak. It means to fasten upon or to seize. Straight away I was thinking of Paul when he says to Timothy, lay hold on life. Don't let it go. Seize it. God is giving something to you. Grab it with both hands. That's what be strong means. Courage. Be strong and of a good courage. It's the Hebrew word amatz. It means to be alert. Steadfast-minded. To prevail. So, when you put them together, you think, be strong and of a good courage. It's the language of warfare, isn't it? Warrior. We know Joshua was the captain. But it's not talking about guts and muscle. It's talking about seeing clearly what God is holding out to us. And he says, don't be afraid. The word is rats in Hebrew. But what he's saying is, don't be filled with dread, or don't be harassed. Why? Well, chapter 31, verse 6 of Deuteronomy, what's it say? For Yahweh thy God is with you. You don't have to be afraid of anything. He will never fail you, nor forsake you. The word fail means to slacken or to weaken, and we know that God is not slack concerning his promises. The word forsake means to loosen or relinquish. And God won't let go. Jesus says in John 10, verse 28, no one is able to pluck us out of his hand. Chapter 31, verse 7. Moses called unto Joshua, and he said unto him in the sight of all Israel, be strong and of a good courage, for thou must go with this people unto the land which Yahweh hath sworn unto the fathers, and thou shalt cause them to inherit it. Now the word cause there, that's a bit odd, isn't it? It's the word Natan or Nathan, and it means to give. So there's the idea of charging or applying or pouring. So you can't make people inherit. You can't make anyone do anything. Parents know this. You can lead a horse to water. But for you, Josh and Locke, your job now is to help your brothers and sisters to inherit the kingdom. And you have to do it by pouring yourself on them, by spiritually, by giving and by leading and by inspiring, involving, exciting and working with them. Verse 8. And Yahweh, he is that doth go before thee. He will be with thee. He will not fail thee nor forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed. The word dismayed means to be prostrate, to break down by violence or confusion, to be discouraged. And what he's saying is, don't give up. Don't give in. God is with you. If we come over to Joshua 1, verse 7, it says there that only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law. And down the bottom, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. The word observe means to protect or to hedge about as with thorns. Odd sort of a saying, isn't it? The word prosper, it means circumspect, intelligent, consider, instruct, expert, skillful and successful. So what he's saying is, do you just observe the law and you'll prosper? Or is he saying, like a beautiful rose, it's protected by thorns to allow it to grow, stop animals eating it and so on. And so the character that we have to develop won't just happen automatically. It's not some magic trick. We don't magically become godly. We must guard what goes into our minds. And by intelligent consideration of what God's word is, we'll be instructed, we'll be equipped, and we'll be successful spiritually. Back to Deuteronomy 31, verse 6. Because this is the core of God's advice. And I'd say to you, Josh and Locke, especially Josh, because this is addressed to Joshua, each day you wake up and you wonder what to do, or if you're feeling miserable or you're feeling confused or tired or whatever it is, think about your namesake, Joshua, and you think, how's that going to help? You know, Joshua was an amazing character. He conquered nations. He had to lead a nation that was pretty contentious and quite often not faithful. When people struggle to find something to say that's slightly bad about Joshua, they say, oh, he might have hesitated or doubted at one point. He probably should have inquired of God before AI. Probably a little lapse of judgment with the Gibeonites, you know. That's about 3 things that are questionably, you know, we would have blown it. He did a good job, you know. He's an amazing guy. Absolutely incredible character. And you find he's a character of humility and confidence and hard work and constancy for 110 years faithful service. And you think, how did he do that? How did he overcome his fears? How did he conquer those nations? How did he put up with those stupid Israelites? How did he get up every morning early and do his job? Deuteronomy 31 verse 6. That's the answer. He saw clearly what God was offering. He just grabbed it with both hands and he said, I'm never letting go of it. And if doubts or fears or hurts or obstacles arise, it didn't worry him, because God was with him. And he knew God would never let him down. And we celebrate and are grateful for the life of the greater Joshua, who succeeded where no other human being could. And he did that by embracing the very same mindset. And you, Josh and Locke, you must do the same. And so my first and last advice to you, Josh, is always wear your helmet. But beyond that, to follow the charge that God gave to Joshua, he said, you've got to cause your brothers and sisters to inherit. And you must observe God's law and you will prosper. And above all, for both of you, when you wake up, you have any problems of life that besets you and weighs you down, we know we have to get to know God. We have to walk hand in hand with him. And every morning we get up, we have to remember the words that he gave to Joshua. Be strong and of good courage. Fear not. Don't be afraid. For Yahweh thy God, he it is that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee.